Maybe if we leave our land and go back and live at This might seem like a little bit of a rant. In a way it is. I just really wish that the older people who have done well in life, who are comfortable, will really stop saying to these young people to suck it up and just deal with the inflation and just deal with everything that is coming at them like a ton of bricks. We have 3 young people in between the ages of 18 and 23 years old. And those young people are going through stuff that we have never had to deal with. I actually grew up in a time where when I graduated high school, my payment for my apartment was $80 per month. And so these young people are having to deal with these super inflated prices of rent. And let's talk about the amount of money that they need to be making. It doesn't matter that they're college students. It doesn't matter that they just graduated from high school and decide to work instead of going to college, which is a whole nother subject in and of itself. In a world where the average 1-bedroom apartment, even here in the South, is going for $1,200 per month if you don't want to live in the middle of a war zone, you're gonna have to pay $1,200 per month to get a decent apartment. And these kids are paying $600 per month for a room. One room that is not big enough to even put a full-size desk in for them to study. Even with these inflated prices, they're having to show that they make 3 times the amount of rent. 3 times the amount of rent with these super inflated prices. And let's not talk about the fact that we have not gotten real raises. The income has not gone up. You still have a very, very small group of people at the top who is making all of the money, and everybody else at the bottom is still just suffering. And it's not because of a lack of hard work. We worked hard. Our children have not even had a chance. They have not even had an opportunity to even get out there to be able to work hard, because just the price of gas alone, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the price of gas just to get back and forth to work. Even if you're living in your own city where you work, even if you're living in the same city where you work, the price of gas is outrageous to the point where people really need to carpool as their mode of transportation. Can't even consider getting their own car because the price of car insurance has gone through the roof. I have even had to finagle keeping my children on my insurance policy just so that they can be able to go somewhere, to go to work, to be able to afford to drive a paid off car. The prices of everything else is going through the roof, and the prices of wages are still what they were 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. The wages are still the same. For the adults, they're still the same. But for the young people, for the children in this climate, those wages just don't work anymore. They don't even work for us as grown people who have been out in this world for a long time. They don't even work for us. So how are we expecting these wages to work for our children? And then you have all of these jobs are going away. All of these places that the young people typically work are closing down. They're closing their doors. They're inflating the price of the food and deflating the size of the cans, jars, bottles, everything. They're deflating the price of everything and then telling our kids to stop being lazy and just suck it up. Mine definitely lives in a community where there's a slumlord who is taking advantage of people, where they literally have to buy their own pest control products with children in the house, not knowing how dangerous this stuff is. And right now, everything is coming to light. Everything is being exposed about all of these forever chemicals and how dangerous this stuff is. And then we're spraying them around our children, trying to keep from living in a roach motel. It doesn't matter right now that you're even working multiple jobs right now. It doesn't even matter, because the prices have gotten so inflated that no matter what, they cannot keep up with the prices that are happening right now in our society. Even living off grid, we live full-time off grid, RV, all the time. I was just calling around asking about prices just to see if perhaps, maybe if we leave our land and go back and live at the RV park for a little while, just until the weather cools down here in Florida, if maybe we could save on the amount of gas that we are putting into the generator every day. And guess what? The prices at the RV parks will still not save you. We're just left with going back to community living. That is the only way that we're going to be able to survive this inflated society, is that we're going to have to community live. That is the only thing that I can think of. If you all can think of anything else, then let me know, because I can't think of anything else. There's no place that is affordable, especially now you're paying them $15 an hour and really expecting them to be able to afford a place to live that costs $1,200 per month if they have a small car payment and actually need to buy groceries so that they can cook in their apartment that they're paying premium price for. Just forget it. I'm just talking about the South. I'm not even talking about up north. I'm not even talking about out west, how the prices are inflated. I'm just talking about in the South, where I was actually able to raise a family living down here. Now it has gotten to the point where your children just can't go anywhere. They just can never leave your home. And then I'm hearing a lot of people say, well, it's cheaper to buy a home. And yes, it is cheaper to buy a home, but it's still not cheap. Anything that's out there that could be reasonably affordable is almost a total tear down and renovate. What are people supposed to do when the prices of everything have just gone through the roof? There's no more $80 rent anymore. There's no more of that. I don't even see any $500 rents anymore, any $600 rents anymore, unless you are literally in the middle of a freaking war zone. And who wants to send their family into that? Who wants to put their families in those positions where they have to literally fight for their life every single day? Nobody wants to live in those type of conditions. Don't be so fast to kick your kids out of the house. If your kids can stay, let them stay. It is almost impossible for them to go out into the world and actually be able to live right now. It is nuts. It is so crazy out here. It makes zero sense to have the kids out there. And yes, they're young adults. They're going to have to learn how to survive at some point. But these young people are out here trying to figure it out, working multiple jobs, doing deliveries, going to people's houses, putting themselves in danger, doing ride sharing and all type of stuff with strangers that they have no idea who they are. So show a little grace, please, to these young people, because there are a lot of them that are out here that are really trying. And then the rest of them are just at this point, like, just F it. They are losing hope, and we need them. We need them as a part of the fight.
The recession is recessioning.
I never cease to be shocked how much money does not go as far this year as it did last year.
So I just got out of an interview at the county, a government job, okay? No nights, no weekends, no holidays. It's 8 to 5. Like, I've worked customer service retail jobs my whole life.
Like, I just came back from the grocery store. I probably bought like 10 things and I already spent $100 plus. Most of those things being vegetables.
Bruh, ain't no way shit is that expensive in the United States that I got a full-time job, a part-time job, and I'm busting Instacart every week just to make ends meet. Like, what is really going on here?
I can't get off of work at fucking 10 p.m. and then go back at 8 a.m. Like, I can't do it no more. Anyways, the pay is $14 an hour.
I really try to keep it cute. I try to be understanding, be an adult about this whole inflation situation. But at this point, they're playing in our fucking faces. So,
we in a recession. The damn police just following you here in Dallas. Honey, when you ain't even doing nothing. Baby, look, he can follow my car all day long, baby. All my tags are all right. Everything's good on my car, and we are fully legit. And, baby, look, let me tell you something. If you pull me over, honey, and you give me a ticket, I'm going to need a payment plan because you ain't going to get your money, honey.
It's honestly been so hard to find work. Like, I have been busting my ass trying to find fitness clients and do personal training on my own and apply to other jobs